Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 10 Shed Shenanigans. Today, we have another zero turn that I picked up off Marketplace this weekend. It is currently Monday. I went and got it Saturday out of Pearlington. And from all of my research, this thing is a 2015 model. I'll bring y'all a little bit closer to kind of go over what it is. So this is a Bobcat Fast Cat Pro, and it is a commercial grade lawnmower with a 48-inch deck and a 20 horsepower Kawasaki motor in it. That, yes, it's Bobcat, but it's not the same Bobcat as the equipment. This is Doosan Bobcat, and the Bobcat equipment bought this one out in 2020. So this was 5 years before they got bought out. And the only thing I know about it is when I bought it, the guy said it needs a starter and needs rear tires because they won't hold air for very long. I tried to air that one up on Saturday when I got it here, and by Saturday evening, a couple hours later, it was completely flat again. So it's got a leak somewhere, and this one's completely off the bead. So I'm going to see if I can't just get some tires for it, and hopefully they'll be in for this video. If not, we're going to focus more on getting it running. And I don't think it needs a starter, and I'll show you why. So when I did go get this thing, my Uncle Jonathan came with me because, he just wanted to hang out. And I was like, absolutely, which I'm glad he did because I really needed the help getting this thing loaded up because it was really fun because the flat tires didn't want to make it roll even though I have a winch on the trailer. But I lifted the seat and I saw all the butt connectors and said, that's going to be fun. I've already gone through and fixed 3 of them just because they were pretty rough looking. My guess is that they hit the fan and it pulled the wiring at some point. But I'm going to go get a battery and stick in this thing and see what happens and see if it makes any noise at all. Because I don't think it needs a starter, especially seeing all those damaged wires. It's probably just a busted wire somewhere or something got tripped. So, all right. So I robbed a battery out of the side-by-side just for the time being because I didn't go to Walmart because I didn't have the core battery out just yet. So, all right, here clicking. That's going to be my ignition relay. And let's see, brown wire. No, that is my starter relay. And is it? My starter has a yellow and black wire that goes to it. So let's see. I'm gonna look at the wiring diagram a little bit and then see if I can't figure out where that wire goes to and comes from, and then see if I can't get y'all in a little bit better to see. Okay, so can't really get my hands in there that well to try to swap relays around. What I'm gonna try to do is just jump the starter solenoid and see what happens. So there's a yellow wire, comes off here, and then it turns into a yellow and black. I'm not even feeling a starter relay click when I hit the key, so I'm pretty sure it's just the relay's bad. But I can hear I've got power, and we just have our normal jumper wire. Get that out of the way. Okay, cool. It's running. I'm gonna see if it'll drive at all. Any. Yeah, she's definitely gonna need some tires. But yeah, the only reason it's smoking is because I sprayed some PB Blast on the choke cable yesterday. So I'm gonna see if I can't swap those relays around and see. Hopefully, maybe it'll start on its own. All right, guys. So kind of doing a little bit of testing and looking on the manual, and doing some relay swapping. Swapping relays does nothing, but I'm not getting any voltage on the signal wire, which is the yellow and black one that goes from the starter relay, which is fed by a yellow wire that comes off the key switch, and that's the start signal. So I'm wondering if possibly it being left outside, if either A, that yellow wire, because it just goes straight to that relay. And I know my key switch is getting power because I can hear it activating something. So there's the yellow. And I don't see any breaks or anything like that. I'm going to go see if I've got another key switch that I can throw on here really quick that should fall into the same pattern that I can use to hopefully get this thing to spin over on its own. Okay, so I've rummaged around in my collection of used parts long enough that I've deduced it is the key switch, because I found a key switch from a Craftsman. Meaning I'm going to have to order a key switch for this thing, but I also know I have to order tires. So, hey, don't mess with the battery, little dude. So, key switch. Sorry for the shaking. My son was shaking the tripod. So I have to order a key switch and tires. But now that I know that works, and a clutch cable, and a choke cable, not a clutch cable. Now that I know that works, I would like to see if the blades engage. So I'm going to try to roughly put this thing back together. That's right, the key doesn't come out of this one. But I will move all of this now that I can start it. Put everything in the cup holder so I don't lose it. Okay. Put this down. That over here. Oh, also, this thing came with the owner's manual, which I was super pumped about, and I put it in this binder so it wouldn't get destroyed. So, put that there. Pick up all my trash. And pick up my hammer. Move it over here. I'm going to fire this thing up and see if the blades cut on. Because if those cut on, then I know this was a good buy. Great. This seat's a little wonky, so. Alright. Moment of truth. Hey! Blades engaged, nothing stuck. Sweet. Okay, so blades engage. It starts. That tire's now junk. It has completely folded it, but it's okay. It was already junk, and I think that's the one that was actually missing the, yeah, that's the one that was missing the valve core to begin with. So, new tires, key switch, and I'm going to find some way to attempt to reupholster the seat instead of buying a new seat, because I can imagine they're not going to be cheap. But, yeah, so I'll get online tonight and see if I can't find some parts, and we'll get her going. Hopefully, I can get some parts soon and not later this week so I can get this video done. But cool. So far, it's looking pretty good. I didn't pay a whole lot for this thing, so I'm excited about that. All right, guys. So I got my parts ordered. I got them ordered last night, actually. But they won't be here. I think I'm going to just put tubes in the tires just because one new tire was like $60. So that wasn't, I didn't want to spend that much on a brand new set of tires. and then have to wait for the weekend anyway when I could spend 20 bucks on 2 tubes and then have them by this weekend. So while we're waiting on all that to show up, and my key switch is supposed to be here too, because I found one. While we're waiting for all that, I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit, make it look a little more professional. Get it all wrapped up and resecured and try to make it not look like a jumbled mess, even though it is. And I think I've got some wire loom I can put around it just to protect it some. But yeah, I'm gonna get all this situated and fixed and all that, and may start cleaning this thing up some, and then I'll bring y'all back for whatever I do. But at least for right now, we'll get that taped up. All right, guys, so I got all that nice and wrapped up and secured, so that way it's not going to get sucked in by the fan anymore. And I went ahead and took off just this spindle cover because you could barely see the pulley because there was just so much stuff in there. Since, like I said, my parts don't come in until this weekend, I'm going to see if the charging system's working on it, and then I'll probably go through and grease the front and grease everything and pop those blades off and sharpen them, and that way that's done. And then I'll see if I can't get a service kit from Tractor Supply, or get one rather soon. I may just have to get a filter for it, but if I do, that's okay. And then I can just get oil separate. Air filter seemed okay, and I've got plenty of fuel filters. So I'll clean out the air filter and replace fuel filter. The gas in this tank smells fine. The gas in that tank, I'll have to get all that cleaned out. But yeah, I'll start kind of greasing everything, and then when I check the charging system, I'll bring y'all back. All right, guys. So I realized that I can't really pick it up with my lift without having a back tire on it. And I could put the back tire on, but my tubes are supposed to be here Saturday. So I don't want to stick the tire back on, just have to pull them both back off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the charging system, and honestly, the best thing I found for like small things like this, and like even like alternator testing on your car, I don't know if y'all can see that really well, the Conway battery system tester. You can get these on Amazon for like 20 bucks. Actually, when I lived in Starkville, when my wife was going to school, we went to a place called Bargain Hunt, and they had this in their little bin. I think I paid like $3 for it. And I was like, oh, surely it doesn't work. But no, it works great. You can test batteries, starters, alternators. You just hook it up to it. And it's slowly coming up. Kind of. It's kind of going, it's still at 12.25 volts, which either means the stator is bad, the flywheel's bad, or the voltage regulator is failed. So I'll be looking up wiring for that, I reckon. Make sure nothing got jumbled up there. going to play around with it a little bit, see if I can get it to change. Okay, so charging system works. Whenever I first got this thing, the regulator was unplugged. So if anyone's watching this and trying to figure out, hey, what's the wiring orientation? I don't have a wiring diagram and I've got this exact motor. You can, if you unplug, sorry, my son is upset that he cannot get into the chair because his legs are too little. If you unplug your regulator, there's two prongs that say AC, one that says B+. The B+ is supposed to be this purple wire. It is turned blue from being sun faded. That's battery. The AC is from your stator, which is like an alternator, which turns AC voltage into DC voltage. Or, I'm sorry, that's your regulator that turns AC into DC. The stator will just spin and it takes the magnetic force that's on the flywheel and that's what creates it. But I now have it charging and it goes to 13 volts. So our charging system now works. That is one less thing that I have to spend money on to hopefully increase profits on this thing. Because I would like to keep it, but it's 2 horsepower smaller than mine and 6 inches smaller on the deck. So I don't want to trade for a smaller lawnmower that's slower. But yeah, tomorrow the key switch is supposed to come in, and then I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna just tack weld it in, and then I may just throw the tire on anyway, just so I can get it jacked up, start sharpening blades and everything. But yeah, so far so good. We're as far as investment wise, we're doing pretty good on this one. So hopefully we can flip this thing for a decent little profit. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I bought some new spark plugs. I bought a new air filter because it was like $14, so I was like, you know what, might as well. I got a new air filter, got new spark plugs, new oil filter. I've already got oil, and I'm about to put a new fuel filter on it. And then my tubes are supposed to be here tomorrow. We got the new key switch already installed, and I'm gonna see about possibly fixing this seat with I think we've got another seat running around here somewhere that I can take some foam out of and try to fix that, just because I want it to look halfway decent. So I'm gonna get this replaced. We may drain out this tank because the gas doesn't smell the greatest in it, and there's honestly not a whole lot, so we may luck out there. But I'm gonna get this fuel filter on, and when I go to get, I mean, y'all have seen me do spark plugs and an oil change before, so I'm not gonna get to that. But when I get to the seat, I'll bring y'all back. But that way you're not like, wait, when did we do all that? Y'all weren't around for all that. But yeah. So, oh, also I got the choke cable unstuck. Took some doing, but it works now. So one less thing that doesn't work. So I know I just put, you know, a new fuel filter in and everything, and I said I was going to leave the gas in there because it seemed fine. My little boy's in his pool, so he's having a good time. But I put the it doesn't look terrible, but I put the new fuel filter on, and the gas in it just didn't look the greatest. So I'm going to siphon out what I can, just to say that I did, because, you know, I'd rather put a few gallons of good gas in it and not risk contaminating the new fuel if it ever gets put in. But it didn't look terrible coming out. I was expecting a lot worse. I'm sure the other tank is going to be bad. So I'm going to get some siphoned out of there and see what it looks like. All right, guys. So while we're still waiting on tubes, I went ahead and put some fresh gas in the tanks. Oil change is done. Spark plug's done. Filter's already done. I'm going to start tomorrow on trying to get this fixed, at least the best I can. And if nothing else, I'll see if I can't just replace that bottom cushion, because it does look like it comes up separate. So, you know, there is that. But we'll give it once the tubes come in, we'll give it a bath, and that way we can have a nice clean surface to be working with. And yeah, but that's gonna probably do it for this evening. It's Friday, so I'm gonna go enjoy some family time. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the morning. Well, it is currently Friday evening, and if you'll notice, we're in a bit of a change of scenery. I was able to get the tubes put in, and I'm about to take the blades off and sharpen them. Tomorrow, I'm going to run to Tractor Supply and get a seat cover, and probably Home Depot or something and get some foam, and patch the seat up the best I can. And then we're going to give this thing a bath. And yeah, but I've got it positioned up on my lift right now. So I'm going to get these blades off and probably start sharpening them tomorrow after I get back from the scrapyard. Yeah, I got to wake up pretty early, so I'm not going to work too late. I got to wake up early and help work some cows. So I'm going to figure out what size it is to get these blades off and then either sharpen them tonight or tomorrow. But I'll at least get them off tonight. All right, guys, so I got the blades off. They are a 15/16 in the middle. There's gator blades in this thing. I don't know how well y'all can see, but this is like a butter knife at this point. But I'll take my angle grinder and just try to put a little bit of an edge on it. I actually have a setup specifically for sharpening blades. Let me readjust so y'all can see it. I sharpen blades the way my grandpa showed me how to do it. And if you look where that basket is, there's a screw. And the way that he taught me how to sharpen blades was you take a little bit off as you need, and then you hang it back, and it should sit level. If it starts to teeter either way, you've taken off too much. So that one seems pretty true. When I have some more daylight, I'll sharpen these. So I'll sharpen these tomorrow, but hopefully I can have this thing done tomorrow and get this video posted. It also needs a bath. It'll get that at the end. And that ought to be good. And then I got to make a copy of the owner's manual so I can keep it in case I run into another one of these or need to get parts for one or something. I've at least got the manual. So yeah, let me get all this kind of put away for the night, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right. Sorry if I sound a little scratchy and stuffy. Working on an old truck yesterday used to haul horses, and I don't know what kind of stuff I breathed in, but it's got me all congested. But it is Saturday morning, and I've already run to the scrapyard. We're going to see if we can't at least put a little bit more of an edge back on these blades instead of them just being as blunt as they are. I'm going to show y'all with this one, and then I'm going to knock the other two out, get them all stuck back on, and then call it good. Remember, when you're using an angle grinder or anything that's throwing sparks or pieces, always wear your safety glasses. You're only given two eyes, not two sets. You're only given two eyes. Don't abuse them. They have not found a way to recreate the human eye just yet. So you'll just take your angle grinder and I need to take a little bit more off this back edge. But I think right up toward the front, I've got a decent little edge. If y'all pick that up. And up toward here, remember, they don't need to be razor sharp for lawnmower blades, but I got to take a little bit more off back here just because they've gotten so dull. But I'm going to repeat this process 3 times, and then I'll get them mounted back up, and then all we got to do left is fix the seat. All right, now that we have a decent amount ground off and somewhat of an edge put back on them, we'll put them on my screw, and that's centered. I kind of bring it back. Well, I got that one pretty good on the first try. You don't want it to teeter either way. You want it, if it's going to move, you want it to kind of come back to center. So kind of how it's doing, where it's just teetering back and forth and very slightly moving. That's how you want it to be. You don't want it to tick over to each side, because that means the blade's unbalanced and it'll cause the deck to just rattle every time you engage the blades. So if you ever have a really bad vibration in your lawnmower, when you engage the blades, it's probably an unbalanced or a bent blade. But now that we got this one done, we're going to stick it back on and sharpen the other two. Well, we got the blades sharpened up. All of them tested pretty well good for balance. Get it off the lift, and then we're gonna give her a bath. And then I gotta run to town to get the cover and some foam, and then she should be ready to go. There you go. All right. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight in any way, shape, or form, even though that'd be really awesome if I was. That little lift is a lifesaver when you're doing blades or just trying to look under a mower or trying to drop the deck to get it out. You can pick up the whole front end. And it doesn't just work for zero turns, it also works for lawn tractors. You could take out the center support off the little wheel chocks and just have basically an ATV lift. That thing is fantastic, and I absolutely love it. So if you do stuff like this a lot, I'd highly recommend to get one of those little lifts. Well, it's been a few days since I've had the chance to get out here and actually work on this thing. If you notice, this is the seat cushion. Let me make sure that y'all can actually see that. Yeah, y'all can see that. That is the seat cushion. I took off the bottom panel, which was literally just 2 3/8 screws, and I cut off all the old staples that held on the old seat cover, and my Nana actually had a piece of foam that she's like, yeah, you're more than welcome to have it. And I bought this seat cover on Amazon. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably bolt the thing back on and then just slip the seat cover over it the best I can. And it'll have a brand new seat basically. So let me get y'all set up outside, because I didn't realize it was going to be a little this easy. So cool. That makes my life a lot easier. So let me get y'all set up outside. Y'all can actually see. So it literally just sits on like this. And I might be able to flip it over. My microphone's still on. Might be able to just flip it over. I might not be able to because of the armrests. So we may have to get a little creative. I'm gonna unbolt the armrests, and then figure out where the holes are, and then I'll try to get all that slid on, and then bolt everything back together, and we'll see how it works out. We'll see. Let me get those armrests unbolted. It's like 4 bolts. All right, so I got the armrests off because it was, like I said, 4 bolts. We're gonna see if we can't just slip this over and make it look presentable, and then somehow squeeze this over And get it kind of tucked in where it looks halfway decent. And there's this little drawstring back here, or like a little clip, really, that I can pull. If I could get this a little bit lower, kind of hook and put that elastic band. Hey, there it goes. Put that little elastic band under it. Don't fight me. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make you look better. Be more comfortable. You know, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, oh, why didn't you just buy a new seat? Well, because a new seat for a Bobcat is like $400. So that's why. And then what I'll do is figure out where the holes are, the armrests, and just put them back through the back covering. So that'll kind of hold the back cover in place. And the front cover, let's give it the old test. Hey, feel like I'm sitting like a king now. This thing's pretty comfortable. All right, I'm gonna get this, get the armrest back on, because it would be nice to have armrest right here. Get the armrest back on, and then we'll be good. But yeah, if you need a seat cover for your lawnmower or your tractor or whatever, this thing was on Amazon for like $20. Like you can't beat it. Like, for the price, this thing's fantastic. Yeah. All right, let's get those armrests back on, and then we'll test it out. Okay, we got them all mounted. Is the battery dead? Parking brakes on. Those are all open. I just remembered I didn't hook up the seat switch, so it's just kind of wedged in there. Oh boy, really goobered up this time. There it is. And of course, it is in a very, very awkward place to get out. You know, I even reminded myself, hey, don't forget to put the seat switch back in. And then I completely forgot. Come on, get out of there. There it goes. Now I can put this thing back down. And I guess it doesn't really matter as long as they're plugging it in. I gotta put it in. I'm gonna get this thing hooked back up and then bring y'all along. It's a little tricky. Okay, I got the seat switch clicked back in. It was not fun or easy, but now have a fully functioning new seated lawnmower. That would be my child screaming because I won't let him play on the lawnmower that I just finished because he doesn't have no pants or no shoes on, and he is heartbroken about it. So, but yeah, and we have some extra keys for this thing. But yeah, well, guys, thank you for watching. This has been a little bit of an adventure for me. I didn't spend a whole lot on this lawnmower, and I don't have a whole lot into it, so hopefully I can make a decent little profit off of it. Yeah, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future content. If you have any questions about any kind of products or anything I bought for this lawnmower, let me know in the comments or email me. You can get these seat covers on Amazon. Same thing with every other part that I put on here. You can get on Amazon. Get on Amazon. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. This has been another episode of 10 Chet Shenanigans. Okay, I got the seat switch clicked back in. It was not fun or easy, but we now have a fully functioning new seated lawnmower. That would be my child screaming because I won't let him play on the lawnmower that I just finished because he doesn't have no pants or no shoes on, and he is heartbroken about it. So, but yeah, and we have some extra keys for this thing. But yeah, well, guys, thank you for watching. This has been a little bit of an adventure for me. I didn't spend a whole lot on this lawnmower, and I don't have a whole lot into it, so hopefully I can make a decent little profit off of it. Yeah, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future content. If you have any questions about any kind of products or anything I bought for this lawnmower, let me know in the comments or email me. You can get these seat covers on Amazon. Same thing with every other part that I put on here. You can get on Amazon. Get on Amazon. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. This has been another episode of 10 Chet Shenanigans.